last question. What's an example of when turbulence actually benefits system performance instead of hurting it?
My name is Jackson Wolfe, and my question is to give an example of when turbulence can actually benefit a system instead of hurting it. So for engineers, or for me personally, whenever I think of turbulence, I think of how unpredictable it is, how it's less efficient, adds drag, more energy loss, all that stuff, which is true and is like often the case for the majority of times. But there's some other things that turbulence does that could be beneficial for certain systems if used properly. Like the way turbulence works, whenever it adds like motion and increases like mixing and stuff like that on the surface, and can keep the flow like closer to the actual like boundary layer of the surface for longer. So like in engines, like an internal combustion engine or a heat exchanger, turbulent flow would be super beneficial to help with the mixing part of it. In everyday life, like wings or balls, like there's different, like a golf ball or a soccer ball, for example, they're not perfectly smooth, and they do that to keep it, keep like the flow attached to the boundary layer as long as possible. If it was a perfectly smooth golf ball, for example, it'd be like unpredictable and it wouldn't go nearly as far. And like I said, for the soccer balls, there was actually, I don't know if you'll know, it's like pretty common knowledge. There was a soccer ball that they made for the World Cup like 12 years ago, and they tried to make it like almost like perfectly round, and everyone complained and it got banned because it would just like knuckleball or be like super unpredictable the entire time. So just for different situations like that, so if you wanted to increase mixing in the system or just keep the flow from separating from the surface for a longer period of time, it could be beneficial.